Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are joining us today. I'm so glad you joined us today. Thank you so much for joining. Today we have a new guest. Her name is Nadine. But before I get to tell you all about Nadine, welcome to another episode of the Future Forward Analyst Learning Series. On this platform, we will get the opportunity to learn from and network with industry thought leaders, experienced analysis practitioners. They'll come here to share their insights about various business analysis ways of working. And they'll also get to share with us their career journeys to inspire new and experienced analysts to advance their careers. At the end of the show, you will get a recap of the key highlights of these events. So make sure to subscribe to the newsletter on LinkedIn. You would receive a summary of all of this episode and details of upcoming events. Okay, welcome again and thanks for joining us today. Today our guest speaker, Nadine Thompson. Nadine, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and you look so beautiful, by the way.
You're welcome, Holly, and thank you very much. You look beautiful too, I must say.
Thank you.
You are.
So Nadine, oh my goodness, Nadine's resume was quite intimidating, but I'm just going to I'll try not to be intimidated as I tell you about Nadine. So Nadine is a research data scientist. She's an economist. She's a risk management professional with over a decade worth of experience. Her blended experience cuts across RBC here in North America, the Central Bank of Jamaica, and also the International Monetary Fund, IMF. She excels in developing innovative solutions that have turned complex data into actionable insight. And this has helped organizations she's worked with to make strategic decisions, policies, and governance. Nadine strives to demystify the complex realm of data science, AI, risk management, and she uses this to help decision makers make better decisions. Beyond her professional achievements, she finds joy in reading, traveling, and she cherishes moments with her families and also other activities that enrich her work and inspires her life. She holds various advanced degrees. She has a Master's of Management in Artificial Intelligence. She holds an MSc in Enterprise Risk Management. She also holds an MSc in Economics. She has a degree in Banking and Finance. Her educational background lays a solid foundation for all the contributions she's made in her field. Ladies and gentlemen, join me this evening to make welcome Nadine Thompson. Hi, Nadine. Welcome once again.
Thank you very much, okay, and thank you very much, everyone.
So Nadine, I know I've read out your resume, but I'm going to ask you to tell us, you are well read and you have lots of experience, especially in the financial industry. Can you just share a little about your journey, how you started, what inspired your journey so far?
No state. So, when I was younger, you wanted to ask me what you want to become? I had three things. I wanted to become either a fashion designer, a model, or it's actually four, an economist or a lawyer. So, as I got older, got ready to go to university, I narrowed it down to economist or law. But I ended up pursuing economics because I just love the current affairs, just learning about all that's going on in the financial market. It didn't really have a whole lot in terms of meaning to me, but I just like listening to those and reading those. So I started off my academic journey by pursuing a banking and finance degree because I love numbers and also the analytics that goes behind our companies, the numbers. And I knew when I was in my undergrad, I wanted to pursue an advanced degree in economics. So I just went straight ahead and did a master's in economics. And while I was there, because I was on the path of becoming an economist. I said, I was the word of the central bank, because the central bank is the best place, in my opinion, for anybody economist to work. And so I got the opportunity to work at the central bank, and it has been like a really great experience over the years, a great solid foundation in terms of just analyzing markets, analyzing economies, informing policy decisions of the central bank as it sought to maintain financial system stability as well as price stability in the economy. And I worked there for over 8 years. I also had the opportunity to work with the International Monetary Fund, and as I showed anyone, that was the opportunity for me where I really became a true macroeconomist, because I was able to integrate, have a more holistic and integrated view on how the different sectors within the economy worked and how they interacted with each other. And so how does that translate into a central bank making policy decisions based on developments within the financial system, within the economy, as well as in terms of the external economy. So that was like a really great iterative opportunity for me. In 2016, I moved, well, before that, so I started my career at the central bank, the global financial crisis. But can you imagine, all that's going on during that time? So like, it's all about risk. So one opportunity I had, I just saw at the central bank, even though we did projections, I still thought that we were a bit more on the reactive side. And so I wanted to learn more, understand more what was going on, what were those the major players in the markets doing. So try and get into the psyche. And so that's where I decided to pursue the master's in enterprise management while at the central bank. Oh. And then I moved to Canada in 2016. I said, I wanted to work at the best. It's like I said, I set my sights on RBC. And I joined RBC in 2017, where I started in their global compliance area. And for me, it was coming from a regulatory background where you're regulating financial institutions, that it was good to be on the inside of a large organization that is responding to regulations. So for me, it was really enlightening, especially in a new country. And then I had the opportunity after working there to move into RBC's corporate treasury, which I describe as a hard corporate organization. And while working there, I can actually do risk quantification, monitoring quantification, and make prescriptive prescribe treatments in terms of how to treat the risk from a liquidity and funding perspective. So that involves usage of a lot of data, a lot of modeling. And while doing that, I saw that there was this gap in my knowledge and skill set, because I only knew economics. I knew the econometric and statistical modeling. But you have all this thing about AI and machine learning, and I thought, okay, I don't want to be like, having a hamster on the wheel, and then, I can't keep up with the wheel going. So I decided I was going to pursue the studies of AI just to build that gap, or you say fill that gap, so that I can have greater value to the work that I'm doing. And so I completed out last year, and as I showed anyone, my life has been changed. Even though my eyes have been open, I've been reached I am journey. So yes.
Oh my goodness. That's an awesome and inspiring story. So it's more like, for every time you take every step, you ask yourself, oh, what do I need? What skill set do I need to excel here? And you go get that education, get that training, and you keep moving. And now see you with RBC doing risk analysis, modeling, and it requires a lot of data. It's such an inspiring story. And anyways, I see the fact you said you love numbers. So I see how you are able to, make that pivot. Some people will be like, I don't like numbers, I don't like statistics and all of that, but very impressive. because it takes a lot of time and dedication to have achieved all of this. I'm inspired. I am. Congratulations once again. Yeah, so let's get to today's details. I know we have lots of people that are really interested about what we want to talk about today. So the first question I have for you today is what is AI? I know the word is buzzing in the whole world right now. What is artificial intelligence and what are data analytics technology? How do organizations use this?
Okay, so AI, it's just I would say it's another tool. It's a technology that's trying to or tries to, you'd say, simulate, emulate human intelligence in terms of just how we think, we try to rationalize, analyze, and just act. So that's how what AI is. It's trying to teach machines how to um, think like humans, act like humans. And some people don't like to hear that. But I see it as really as mother bread, but I've seen the benefits and how it has really helped humans to accomplish a lot. And AI, people, when they talk about AI, they also talk about machine learning. So you have machine learning is a component of AI, and that's where you're actually training the machine on data, on numbers, so that the machine is able to provide deep insights and as well as to do predictions. So, and that is so important because as humans, we only have certain limitations in terms of how much we can actually assimilate in terms of how we view the world. But then once you're able to feed the algorithm that whole host of data at once, it is able to process that data. In terms of data analytics, data analytics, it's I say it's that approach of just analyzing the data and you're using AI as well as statistical methods or economic methods in order to get insights from data so that you can inform decisions. So organizations can make data-driven decisions and just to add value. So
Yeah, thanks. And I really loved that highlighting machine learning versus AI. I know some people use it interchangeably, but the fact that you highlighted that machine learning is just a subset of artificial intelligence. Yeah, thank you so much. And then the next question is what roles does data quality play in the effectiveness of artificial intelligence for strategic decision making?
and that's about garbage in garbage out. Data is like that fuel for that you need to drive your car. It's not electric. Or if electricity that you need to power the car. You can't have AI without the data because AI is a tool to analyze the data, providing with deep insights into the data. And if you don't have good data, then you're gonna have everything is just gonna be meaningless. You're gonna make decisions on the wrong. You're on the wrong thing, bad insight. So data quality is very important. So ensuring that you have really good data that is reflective of the problem that you're solving, or you want to solve, or the market that you're trying to understand, whatever it is, just having a good representation of the data is so important.
So what I hear you say is before you think of any AI solution you want to even design to support decision making, you need to make sure you have good data. Otherwise, you might be misleading executive management.
And it can be so costly because can you imagine making major decisions on bad data? So and that's where even the domain expertise comes in, and that's the human element. You have the AI and you have the human element. So you can feed the algorithm the data. The data, this algorithm may not even tell you that this is foolishness, But then you have that domain expertise, the human feedback that's involved, and we'll say, okay, well, something was wrong with this data. We need to check it. So data quality is very critical.
Thank you for reiterating that. I just want to take a moment to recognize our audience. I'm having a hard time seeing everyone, but I acknowledge you, everyone that is online listening live. Thank you. If you can drop in the comments, let us know where you are joining from. That would be great. Well, thank you for taking our time to join us this evening and learn from Nadine. I've learned a whole lot already. I don't know about you. Please drop your questions in the chat. Nadine would address them before the end of the session. Kindly let us know where you are joining us from, and any questions you may have for Nadine relating to artificial intelligence, solutions for organization that help drive decision making. She has a master's degree in artificial intelligence. So please feel free to ask her any questions at all on your mind about artificial intelligence.
I will try to as possible.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I think the next question I got here is what challenges do companies face when trying to use data, when trying to use artificial intelligence to augment their work processes to be more agile as a business?
Well, I'd say the first step is to overcome that fear of AI just taking over your work, replacing your work. I think that's a major challenge that businesses face, especially if they don't understand AI and what it is doing and the value that it brings. So that's the first thing I'd say. The businesses are able to overcome that fear and try to learn and understand the value that they can get that would better position them, to be more competitive in the areas that they're in or the spaces that they operate. That would be great. And the second thing is we go back to data. So you're careful, my company will say, oh yes, well, this guy, but do they have the data in the first place? So that's the first thing. And I think they have the data, is it good? The data quality, just data availability, having the good data, having it in the right place, because then you will need to develop those models, leverage the algorithms to develop the models, to gain insights into the data. And the other thing, given that most people, who have, unless you're going back to school over the last maybe 10 or so years. I think there's also this skill gap, the knowledge gap. And so you may have people who they may not have that AI machine learning knowledge, and they may know Python, but knowing Python doesn't equate to knowing AI machine learning. So it's like Python is a tool that you're going to be using to, let's say, do your AI and machine learning modeling. So having the right skill sets is very important to do that. One of the things I mentioned before is having built them experts as well. So you may need to have it's good to have that person who is in the middle, the person able to translate the business problem and also make a connection in terms of how do you solve that problem with AI. And so having that skill set there is very important. The other thing, especially with we'd say maybe larger organizations may struggle with this. They may have some legacy systems, and so the technology that's required for you to leverage AI and machine learning, they're not able to do that because they cannot be integrated. And so for them, it may be very costly for them to acquire the new technology that is required. And so they may not be able to adapt as quickly and so then become more agile as business operators. So that's the other one. One other thing is, AI and ethics and data privacy, that is so important when it comes on to that's a major challenge that organizations face when it comes down to just leveraging AI and machine learning in the operations. They need to ensure that they have that data privacy and robust data privacy, have robust governance and policies in place to ensure that you're protecting, especially if they're collecting people's data. They need to make sure that it's well protected and it's in compliance with the regulations that govern their operations.
Wow, that is a whole lot. That is a whole lot. But it's okay. We're going to digest it. I really love how you started with the people perspective, like change management is very critical. So many people, when you talk about AI, they're like, oh, it's going to take away so many jobs. Oh, people are going to lose their job. Oh, they shouldn't encourage it. And I'm like, how about trying to upskill people? How about trying to educate them on how AI can be used to their advantage?
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
People tend to fear what they don't know and what they don't understand. And so that's where that educational opportunity comes in, to educate people so that they can understand the value, they can understand the benefits, they can understand the risks, because in everything that you do, there are risks. And so how do you position yourself so that those risk exposures are minimized and they're effectively managed?
True. And I also remember you mentioned data availability and then data quality. These are two different factors. I want to really spend a little bit more time. Can an organization that does not have data or does not have good data, should they be thinking of an AI solution, or what do you recommend?
Well, the first thing I need to state is that not every problem needs to be solved using AI. That's the first thing. So you need to determine, okay, do we really need to use AI for this or not? So that's the first thing. The other thing, if you have made that determination that you need to use AI, then I think you need to, if you don't have that in-house skill set, then and you can afford it, I would recommend that you leverage skill sets externally so that they're able to help you build that foundation, the architecture that you need in order to position your company so that you're able to leverage AI. Because at the end of the day, you need to be, after you develop that model, you need to deploy it. Right? And your data needs to be reliable. It needs to be real time. It needs to be just available so that you can actually deploy your model and the data feeds continuously into that model so that you can continue to get that insights into as the model sees new data. So if you don't have, and other thing, the opportunity is also to try to upskill if you have potential staff who can actually this year be able to learn and help bring this this technology into your operations. I recommend that as well. But leveraging expertise outside, if you don't have it in house, is a good option.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. We have a question from the audience, but before I take that, something you said that caught my attention. Not all problems needs to be solved using AI. So as
Yes.
a business analyst, how can I help my organization determine, are there questions I should ask? How do I help determine if this problem, if this business need should be met with artificial intelligence or otherwise?
Yeah. So it comes back to really understanding your stakeholders' needs. What's their problem? What keeps them um what keep them awake at night one. So understanding that problem and being able to translate that and can consult the right events out. You say it could be their tech team within your organization or even externally, and say, okay, what solutions can we leverage in order to solve, say, this problem? So that is quite that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be like the first thing I'd suggest as a business analyst, because the business analyst is like that. They interface with not just the business, but the tech teams. So then they would need to develop, okay, what are those requirements, technical requirements? Uh, if it has been determined that, okay, an AI solution is needed to solve that problem, and what are those technical solutions? And you want to be able to ensure that those technical solutions are correct. But then we talk about business agility and we talk about like agile. And so because you have the whole process has to be agile and very iterative, because at the end of the day, today you may think that, oh, this is a solution that will solve the problem and that is ideal. But then once you take an agile approach where you're able to do different iterations and get the feedback, then at the end of the day, hopefully you should end up with the ideal solution.
So what I hear you say is I shouldn't consider a waterfall approach or a traditional software development approach for an agile, for an AI solution deployment.
Yes, because you could spend a lot of money trying to solve the wrong problem. Or the problem could have actually evolved. Depending on the space that you're operating in, the problem could actually evolve into something different. And maybe the problem doesn't exist anymore. So, and that's why you need to have that continuous, you'd say, the feedback from your stakeholders to get insights, get your feedback so that whatever solution that's being developed is refined to meet their needs. That's very important and necessary.
Yeah. I have a comment from the chat says, knowing Python does not equate to artificial intelligence.
Yes, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So one question I have here says, what can business analysts do to equip themselves to be able to support their organizations to implement artificial intelligence solutions? So most of my audience, they are BAs, some are project managers, and everybody wants to know, AI, I can use ChatGPT for productivity. However, if my organization decides to incorporate AI to build new solutions, what are the things what can I do now to equip myself to get ready for those kind of opportunities when they come up?
Well, the first thing I'd say is, if you don't know, try to learn it. You don't have to. You don't have to dig. You don't have to go really deep. You just need to understand. You don't have to gain like true expertise in a particular area of AI, but just having a general understanding of what it is, how it works, what it does, what are the different areas of AI, because you have natural language processing, you have this regular machine learning where you can just use to predict if you did the data and you do prediction, but you have natural language processing, which includes it's just text, processing text. So and then you have reinforcement learning, so different aspects. So you can imagine how wide it is. So just having an understanding and appreciation for what is out there and what these different areas, what are your purposes, why do they exist, what problems are they developed to solve, is really good, because then you'll end up having to deal with your technical partners and they actually may have deeper insights, but at least you're that person who is translating that business problem into something that is technical, so that the respective subject matter experts can go and execute an action that develop the solution. So just having that understanding so that you're able to provide the necessary guidance is also important. So educating yourself, just reading, they're like so many Muslim healer out there, it's so overwhelming, but don't try and eat the cake whole. Just cut it in nice slices and you can manage and just learn, and just enjoy the whole process of just learning and just be curious. Always be curious, because the technology is evolving so much. that you have to keep up with it. And so then if you remain as a business analyst or project manager or whatever it is, wherever level you are in your organization, you have to know what's out there in order to help solve the problem. So that's the modification. And so you can go do some courses. If you choose you want to go and do a formal education, you could do that too. But leveraging people, experts in the area, oh, that is so crucial, just leveraging people who are in the area, learning from them, because they're dead every day. They've developed expertise, things where you may learn in a course. You will learn certain things in a course. You will learn everything. You won't really learn a lot about the pain points that experts actually face. So talking to those people, I would say, is just for education, no matter what format, and also try and do some application of it, the knowledge that you'd have gained, because you can just learn it, but it may not see what you want to apply it, then it will see.
Okay. Exactly. And thanks so much for addressing that. Even though my follow-up question would be a list of areas, like you said, there's so many information out there, but if you can provide with some links or courses or websites that can help our audience, that would be great. And I would say something also in addition to what you said about leveraging the expertise, especially of the technical folks. So I was talking to a member of our community, and he's on a project where he's trying to migrate servers. And he was asking what I thought if I had done something similar. I've not really worked on that kind of project now. And I was like, you see, when I get on projects like that as a BA, you would be assigned to new projects you know nothing about. And the best place you do your self-learning, do your research, but leverage the experts, the technical experts. They will tell you they'll help you understand the technicality. You don't need to be the expert. Just understand it and how it relates to the business problem and how it relates to the goal. How do you help the business achieve the goal? You don't need to learn Python, begin to code, or all the way you kind of the way they train all the solution, the algorithm. I don't need to be an expert there, do I?
Yeah, you don't, unless you choose to become one.
No, I'm not sure I want to go that route for now. Yeah, thank you so much. Another question we have here, which might be our last question for tonight, is how can AI help in good storytelling? How can we leverage AI to tell better stories?
Oh, I tell you, in everything, it's just always about a story and how well you tell it. So we're leveraging AI because we want to be able to tell better stories. We want to be able to be as comprehensive as possible. That's why we're trying to go deep, and so AI is able to provide you with that deeper insight. For example, just using like companies that they need like marketing, they need want to try and create, okay, what's the next best action of to target clients? How can they target that client, retarget clients? And so getting that deep insight is so important and valuable to companies. So from the data I'm just modeling and predicting, we're able to actually maybe tell your customer, the story about your behavior. It could be like your shopping pattern. You know what I mean? Like this say for instance type of RDC. RDC is leveraging AI in like so many areas. You log into your bank account, it will tell you, okay, this was like your highest expense this month. So AI is able to, this is so important because then it helps people to even that things that you take granted, it actually shines light on it. The things that the human eyes or the human brain may not actually capture by just looking at the data and just analyzing the data, the AI is actually able to complement that. And so by leveraging AI and getting these deeper insights, and to be able to even just learn, even to use like dashboards to see it, bring up visuals, then you're able to really see way much more. And so that's why we even have like Chat GPT and those things, If you look at Chat GPT, it can actually tell you a better story. So you see, it helps in terms of not just getting the insights, but how are you able to articulate that? And that's where you have generative AI coming in, where it's building on the foundation that humans have created to help us bring greater value. How better stories provide deeper insights, because once we have the enriched story, the deeper insight, then we're able to bring even greater value. So there are just so many different ways that AI is doing, like it's really beneficial for organizations and just making data-driven decisions from the stories that you're able to leverage.
Thank you so much, Nadine. I think that would be our last question for this evening. But before you go, any final word for the audience? What would you tell a new business analyst, a new PM, or anyone trying to understand AI better, how to, upskill to remain relevant, to become to future-proof their careers? What recommendation, what advice do you have for anyone?
I'd say stay curious. stay curious. We're in a very dynamic world. It changes every single day. And so, I think I this is how I view life and how I operate. It's try to roll with the times. I use the the analogy of um the hamster on the wheel. Just imagine, if you stop and that wheel keeps on going, then you just get thrown off. You don't want to be that hamster that gets thrown off the wheel. So sometimes it can be really feel overwhelming. I think even just for some people, AI can actually appear daunting because you see so many different things that we publish on a daily basis. So many, the technology is just moving so fast that it can be so overwhelming. I just encourage you not to fear it. And even if you fear it, just go and with the belief that you're able to overcome it and just leverage people. You can't do it on your own. And a lot of the learning that you will get through this whole process of just learning and upskilling is by leveraging people, leveraging the insights, because someone who will be able to tell you better than you, or you don't even understand it better, they may take less time than you to understand something. So leverage people, but just stay curious, leverage different resources. You mentioned you meant ask about like resources, YouTube is there. YouTube is there, just you have like a lot of resources on AI and a lot of experts on YouTube. You have LinkedIn Learning if you're able to access data. You have so many other ones like Coursera, Udemy. Oh, you have deep learning AI. So yes, so you have so many different resources, and just the internet, Google, and Gemini, ChatGPT. One thing I like about ChatGPT is that it's actually the consultant, but I caution you, ensure that you check and make sure that the information is given is correct. Because that's why you have to just be curious and just research and just enjoy the whole process. And that's assurance.
Thank you so much, Nadine. I really love that caution. Use ChatGPT, but be cautious. Check, verify the output. In fact, we have a guest coming sometime in April, and she's going to be talking to BAs. Yes, use ChatGPT, use AI tools, but verify, spend time to verify and make sure whatever information is going out there is correct, is true. Thank you so much, Nadine, for joining us this evening. I really, really enjoyed this conversation and I have learned so much. I'm sure our audience have learned a lot and a lot more people would learn from you because this video will go on our YouTube channel. We're going to summarize the show, the conversation on our newsletter. So kindly subscribe. Thank you, everyone. I see we have over 34 people still online. Again, I'm sorry I can't see all of you and where you are joining from because of some technological issue on my own side. But thank you so much for spending time with us this evening. Thank you for your enthusiasm to blocking out time in your calendar to be here. So we'll look to summarize some of the key takeaways. There were so many insights, light bulb moments for me, and we'll share this via the Future Forward newsletter. So please subscribe to stay and stay tuned to get it. By Friday, it should be available. Also, the recording of this session will be available on YouTube. Thank you all, everyone. Thank you again, Nadine. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate your time showing up here and answering all these questions and feeding the world with your knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, always, for having me. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Have a good rest of the night.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Bye.
Or morning, or afternoon. Sorry. All right. Take care. Bye.